So you hear all the time, it's important to price your home right. You hear it on HGTV when they go through the house after they're done looking at it with the realtor and they've made all the repairs. And it's like, it's priced too high, it's priced too low. It's as if Goldilocks is here trying to price your home or something. Are all these real estate agents just insane? Well, yes and no. It really is important to price your home right. And I'm going to explain that here through an example. We had a HUD property that we had listed, and I am using a HUD property specifically because I don't really think they're going to care if I do this video. I would never use one of our clients as an example, certainly not by name, in any video that we would do. But we had this HUD property, a bank property, for those of you that aren't familiar with HUD properties, that we were listing. And when we went to price it, I recommended a price of $80,000. Now, they always have an appraiser come through to give a second opinion of the value of the home. This appraiser, however, was out of Syracuse. It's over an hour and a half away from this property that we were listing. Needless to say, we had a slightly different opinion on the price and in the value of the home. So when they came in at just shy of $100,000 and HUD actually priced the home at $105,000, which is $25,000 higher than what I recommended, it sat on the market for a long time. So around month 3, they're calling us, emailing, and asking why on earth has this not sold? Well, they can tell from my reports that it was overpriced, and we kind of alluded to that from the beginning. So we did an adjustment, got down to $85,000, and it sat, and it sat. And the reason it sat still, even though we were in the right price point now, and this is really important to understand, the market, that pool of buyers, let's say there's 10 buyers that are looking for this little ranch home somewhere down in Naples, they're past. It's come through their inbox and their email. They've seen it on Zillow. They've seen it on Trulia. They've seen it on all the websites, and now they're past that home. They're looking at the new homes that are coming in, and this one is so far buried in that feed that even when we do a price adjustment and we try to reach out to as many of those people as possible, it's not the same and it doesn't have the same effect. So we eventually did get an offer on it, and it came in at $65,000. The bank had been working with us to sell this property for so long that they just decided to accept the offer. Now, we probably could have gotten that offer up a little bit, but at that point, the damage was done. So does that mean that overpricing your property is always wrong? No. And I want to explain this. This is also really important. It all comes down to what you want to do with the house. In the example of this HUD property, HUD wants to sell their home fast. They don't want to sit on the market for more than a month max, really. 2 months is bad. They want to sell these homes quickly. They get them on their books and they want to move them off their books as fast as they can. Now, if you're a normal seller and you don't care if it sits for 3 months or 4 months, that's a very different situation. Now, when we sit down with clients, not only are we going to talk about the market, we're going to look at comps, we're going to look at days on market, we're also going to ask you a lot of questions about what you want to achieve. Do you need to move somewhere? Do you need to be out of the house in a certain amount of time? Can you hold 2 mortgages? What types of options do you have that will allow you to maybe not have to be in such a rush to sell this property so we can take a little bit more time to get through it? On the flip side of that, if you need to sell and you have to be out of here in 2 weeks, we're going to price a little bit more aggressively. And we're going to do that by looking at the comps, looking at the days on market, and having a very detailed conversation with you about what it is that you want to achieve with your property. So I hope this makes a little bit of sense to you and brings a little bit of clarity to the whole pricing your property right is so important, because it is. But pricing your property right depends on what you need out of your property, and that's the key. It all comes down to you as the client and your needs. So if you have needs, the need to sell a property, you have questions at the end of this, all of our contact information is going to be there. Please reach out to us with any questions you have. Even if you're 1 year to 2 years off from listing your home, let us know. We're happy to help. That's what we're here for. Thanks a lot.